What the hell?
Every year we were the top, the main event in year 1, and year 5 we're at the bottom. Yeah, it was a little weird, but like I said before, at this particular time, I think they were trying to get new, young, fresh talent in.
Yeah.
They wanted to book the old, Joe and I were considered old wrestlers at this particular time because we had a rivalry, 5 years ago. So I think that they were more focused on the younger talent.
Isn't it funny how things change? You're watching a guy like Chris Jericho, who's around your age now, still getting it done in AEW. But back then, everybody's like, oh, Angle's old, Joe's old. Now, Joe's still kicking ass. I mean, come on. What are we doing here?
Yeah, Jericho too, man. I mean, he's at the top of his game right now, and he's 54 years old. It's incredible.
And he's one of those guys we talk about, the balance of still wins a Ring of Honor title one week, puts over a young talent the next week. That balance that we were just talking about.
You're absolutely right. And that's what they do with them.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Bound for Glory series since we're here. They had points for different endings. What did you think? Was that complicated? Did you like that? Were you a fan of that gimmick?
I mean, it was complicated, but it wasn't a bad idea. Getting a choke out or a submission, you get 10 points. I think pinfall was 7 or something like that. A tie, I guess, was 5. I don't know. But they had a point system. I thought it was intriguing, but it was a little bit difficult to follow.
All right, there you go. You would wrestle in Mexico at Triple Mania 20. What was your experience like going to Mexico and for AAA? Tell us a little bit about that.
It was cool. I had a lot of fun. Going down there in Mexico City was a blast. The one thing I'll tell you, you don't want to go down there during traffic. It took us like 5 hours to get to the airport from the city. It was incredible. But the fans down there are amazing. They were so into it, always into it. Some of the best fans in the world in Mexico.
Yeah, it seemed like a rabid fan base, loves professional wrestling, and big crowds, passionate crowds. AAA just seems to be on fire. They're still doing well with their shows. But man, exciting time, culture, food. I'm sure everything's a little different, but it sounds like outside of the traffic.
Besides the traffic, it was a great trip.